It's a long-awaited return to the green room. It's been a while. We've had a whole lot of stuff going on here on QLZ, but we're back in the green room. We're talking with a guy whose band we're currently spinning on New on Q every Saturday night. Taylor Roberts, frontman for Riding with Killers, who is literally riding in his is an RV or what are we riding in here?
So it's a 2024 Ram ProMaster 3500. I just bought it at the beginning of this year, so we got a brand new tour vehicle, and she's been reliable, man. We've been taking her to the Quad Cities a lot, and down to Lower Ohio, across the river from West Virginia, and it's been awesome being on the road with it, man. It's a big step up from what we used to do. I'll tell you that.
What were you in a basically a white van before? What were we rolling in before?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I was in a Ford Transit Connect XL, and then everybody else had to drive separate, and we were packed in like sardines. It was so dangerous and so
Mhm.
irresponsible, but you got to do what you got to do to rock, man.
That's awesome. So what are you guys, is there beds in this thing? I know you're on the road right now. I know you don't want to mess with the signal too much, but we have beds in the back of this thing, or
Not
what are we
yet.
looking like here? Not
It's
yet? Okay.
it's it's still very much an empty shell. I just bought it in February of this year. Watch this crazy guy right there who apparently doesn't know how to drive a trailer. What an idiot. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're good.
suck, dude. Um, anyway, but no, man, I just got a row of seats put in, and then it's just one big empty shell. But as the year goes on, I do have the plans to build out like, make like a little bunk area in the back. Cause I mean, this thing is huge. Like you can stand up in this thing fully, and there's plenty of room. So like we're at a point right now with us being a three piece, I don't have to tow a trailer either. So
Nice.
there's a way that we can build this out to where we can still travel, sleep in it, but not have to get into a trailer. And, that makes life a whole heck of a lot easier.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So just so everybody knows as well, you are in the passenger seat right now. You're not driving. So in case if anybody's like, why is
Yes,
Taylor
yes.
yelling at other people on the roads?
James is driving. This would be
Okay.
the most irresponsible interview in the world if I was driving.
It would be.
We, we,
So
you might get a wreck on camera if that was going on. We don't want
which would
that.
should not be good. I mean, if you got pulled over while you were talking and driving, I
Yeah,
would probably just keep things rolling. But
yeah, that would be fun.
safety first. You guys got to make a show tonight. You guys are up in I think was it Moline is where you guys are at tonight.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit. I know it's a couple hours here from us in Springfield. We'll have this interview up today. So where are you guys playing tonight? Who you guys
Yeah.
playing with?
We're going to be in Moline, Illinois at Rascals Live. It'll be our first time there. We are playing with Allborn and
Nice.
the band Left on Red. We've been playing the Quad Cities quite a bit within the last, like, I'd say 6 to 7 months. And all of our friends out there, JJ, Tom, Danielle, Brittany, and all of them are like, you guys got to play with Allborn. You got to meet them. There are guys in the area. And they gave us a last minute invitation and we were able to make it work. And, Left on Red is Miles Claiborne.
Yep.
He's a phenomenal drummer, producer, singer. So, we're getting to meet a lot of people that we've been friends with online for, I'd say the last like 12 months, if not a little bit more. So it's going to be super fun tonight, man. We hit stage first. I think we're playing at like 8:15 to
Nice.
8:45 or something like that, or something around that. So we're just gonna get there in time for load in and sound check at 6, and then I think doors are at 7:30.
Nice. So if you want to head out from Springfield today, you're looking for something to do. A show tonight, just a couple hours away. So it's cool. You mentioned Allborn, who's another band that you guys are obviously on New on Q right now with World Apart. Allborn is a band that we've got in rotation on New on Q, and we've had some stuff with Miles on there in the past. I've met Miles, and then Shay, who's behind the kit for them. I used to be in the Many Colored Death, is another Missouri band who we've supported quite a bit here recently. So it's cool. You guys have this cool kind of like Midwest vibe thing going on tonight.
It feels like we've got like three bands that are making a lot of buzz and a lot of noise in the area coming together tonight, and I think it's just going to be a powerhouse of a show because every band is awesome, and like you said, everyone's in rotation right
Mhm.
now, and it feels like we're the next generation, the next wave of bands coming through, and it feels like tonight's a night you don't want to miss.
Yeah. So if you're in the area, you're catching this, go check the guys out tonight. You said doors about 7 o'clock. You guys go on a little bit after 8 o'clock this evening,
Yes.
so you got some time to go ahead and get things done. And Taylor, you're in Detroit. You and the guys are in Detroit, Michigan now. I told you I'm originally from Northern Ohio, so where you and I are well, you're living and where I'm formerly from, not very far from each other. And I referenced Cedar Point to you. Now I'm not a roller coaster guy, and you're like, dude, I'm not either. Hate to break your heart, but I'm not. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't go on them either. So your story behind not wanting to go on roller coasters.
So, and you can Google this, man. And I know, like, it was honestly one of the most terrifying things I've ever witnessed. But I literally saw a woman thrown from a roller coaster in front of me and die. Like, this happened at Blue Bayou in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I believe it was. And my buddy Jonathan was on the coaster right before hers. And so we were waiting on, and all of a sudden we just see this person get thrown from a roller coaster. And I was like, all right, well, that's it. I'm never doing anything ever again. I don't care how nice of a park it is, how much of a roller coaster, how safe it is. It's my luck that I would turn into that person. And so I have been from riding roller coasters since I was, like 15 or something like this. It was traumatic as hell, man. Like, you don't have that on your bingo card that you're going to see someone die in front of thrown from a roller coaster. So I don't like roller coasters, man. It's not my jam.
This is like Final Destination in a way.
Yes, it was 100% Final Destination. And so the crazy thing was you had 4 people to a coaster. So you have 2 people sitting up front, and then you would have 2 people back. And so it was like a little small cart, and it would rotate and spin. So like as you went down, depending on, if someone was heavier or lighter in the back, your coaster would spin based on that. And so basically they hit a turn, and then the seat flew open and just slingshotted her down, bro.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. That's awful. So, dude, I don't blame you. I just didn't like. I just didn't go. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, James was asking me for eggs, and then I handed him eggs, and then he was like, "I don't want them now." And it's like, I don't know how to make you happy.
I have my own egg.
Well, you guys have the do you guys have?
Oh,
there.
Watch your fucking dirty ass eggs, bro.
What's that?
You guys have family with you too on this trip, right? On this little run here.
Yeah, we have baby Vola and Mama Jessie here. Vola's facing back this way, but it's her first tour.
Oh my gosh.
So, we like to include the family as much as we possibly can. And our friends down in Moline got everyone hotel rooms. So, everyone's going to be, safe and sound. And it's awesome, man. Like we are very family oriented in this band. And, we don't survive without family. And whenever we got a chance to bring, Vola and Jesse, we were like, jump on in, let's go. So that's how we roll.
That's awesome. And you got the room now. Like you said, you upgraded in the new vehicle. You got the room now.
Yep, 100%. I need to get another row of seats put in at some point, but that's like $7,500, and I don't have that right now. So yeah.
Eventually, yeah. We're getting there. But eventually, yeah.
We're working towards it.
That's good. You guys family oriented. It's a cool thing. Like I said, you guys pretty much since you put out Full Circle, we've kind of been on a lot of your guys tracks with stuff that singles you put out from there, which is cool. You guys being a Midwest band and us having new on cue. It's been a really, really cool thing to see. And World Apart's the new one from you guys. Before even like dive into the song or whatnot, just because of how the people consume music right now. I know when the single got put out, I was like, okay, I think this is still from the record in 2023, which sounds really, really weird to say. But you guys are making sure you get some longevity with this record. I know it's only like a year and a half old, which is which when I was a teen, you would have never said like, oh, I can't believe they're still releasing singles from this album. So with the way the world is with music, kind of why do you guys want to get another single out here from Full Circle?
So that song in particular, we've always liked it. We've always enjoyed. I mean, dude, there's still a couple more tracks from the record that I think could make it. It's been one of those, like, we're doing it as we can. But with my buddy Paul McCoy, from the band 12 Stones, who's featured on the track, with 12 Stones coming back, it felt like the right time to service this to radio. And like, if anything, it was a way to. And I mean, like, 12 Stones doesn't need my help because they're 12 Stones, man. And
Yeah.
like Paul's history with being on the Evanescence song "Bring Me to Life," like, he's got enough of it. But that's a hometown hero for me. He's one of my best friends. And yeah, it was like, cool, we get a song to the radio, but it was also a way in my mind, to help say, hey, well, you know what, Paul, you're coming back out. How cool would it be to, before you get back on the radio, it's like a precursor, and now you're kind of everywhere. You've got a feature with us, and I think that, 7 Day Slumber just put.
Yep.
I hope I said that right.
Yep.
I think they just put out a single that has Paul featured on it. So it's like he now has two bands on the airwaves right now that are, not only promoting us, but we're promoting Paul. So and with them getting the Creed cruise and doing Louder Than Life, getting back on tour, which I'm so happy 12 Stones is
Hmm.
back. It just felt like a way to, support my friends, as well as put a song that we all really love out to radio. Because that's always a staple song in our set. When we play live, and it felt like the timing was right, and it just worked out the way that I feel like it was supposed to.
That's awesome. And 12 Stones was a big band for me in high school, like early on in college, got into them a lot.
Yep.
When I used to live in Green Bay, we used to go down to Summerfest down in Milwaukee almost every summer because either Skillet was playing there or Shinedown was playing there or somebody. And the one year 12 Stones was opening for Red for Red and Skillet. And I'm like, I have to definitely go now. And finally saw 12 Stones. Gosh, it's been over a decade ago at this point. But dude, just the feeling getting to work with Paul, like you said, he's hometown hero for you, buddy for you. Just getting the chance to work with him.
Oh yeah, and I mean, dude. So way back in the day, I went to an album signing for Potter's Field back when records were still a thing, like really big. Um, which I still love going to record shops, but
Mhm.
like, Paul was the first like rock star that I got as a kid at like 14, and he was so nice, had the biggest smile. And then years later, because like, he's from about minutes 40 minutes to the road from my hometown, like, so we just kept ending up in rooms together. And at one point, and I'm talking like 15 years ago, like, I almost played guitar for 12 Stones.
Oh, nice.
And we realized that we really enjoyed being around each other. And then when I was writing this song, like, we had the music done, I had the verses done, I had the bridge done, but I couldn't think of a chorus. And like, that song is about a lot of people in my life, a couple in particular that screwed me over, that treated me terribly. And when you put yourself back in that mind frame, like, and you live back in that treatment, like, I was seeing red. I was so mad, to the point of where I couldn't think of lyrics or melody. And so I sent it to Paul. I was like, hey man, what do you think about this? And he was like, I got you. And then like a week and a half later, he sent me the chorus, and he was like, do you want it to be changed? I was like, nope, it's perfect. It's everything it needed to be. And we finally made something happen, because we had talked about working together for years and years, especially with, when me joining 12 Stones didn't work out. Because I mean, the band wasn't going, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they were trying to get back up and going. And there was a show here or there, but it just never worked out. But we finally found a way to work together, and it's one of my favorite pieces of music I've ever written. And I just have such a love and respect for Paul, because he's always been himself and
Mhm.
genuine since 14-year-old Taylor met him at Bebop Records.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy.
It's incredible. I love those stories because I love being able to tell like friends and stuff when they ask me about interviews, like, dude, who are some of the cool people you've met? And I'm like, hey, like so and so's cool, down to earth. Like they're like, really? It's like they're kind of big. It's like, yeah, but they remember where they came from on stuff, and they're just normal people overall. So it's like, how long have you had a relationship with him then? About how long?
Yeah. Oh God, man. So I started really hanging out with Paul around like 18 or 19, because that was when I started playing bigger shows. Like my first stadium show was I was 18, and we got to open for Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, and Bullet for My Valentine. We opened the Rockstar Taste of Chaos tour in 2008, and like I said, we just kept finding ourselves in the same room. And my hometown radio station 97.9 CPR Rocks, Scott Fox and Riley Knight just would always invite me places, and then Paul was there, and then we just started. I shared the Bebop record story, and then like, hey man, I saw you at the Hurricane Rock and Relief with Adam Ship and blah blah blah. And then it was just one of those things where you keep seeing somebody and you're like, hey, and then that's how it was a very organic, cool, fun friendship that started off like with me admiring a guy that I was watching on TV.
That's
It
awesome.
was very
That's cool. That's awesome. And everybody's gonna want to know. Obviously, full circle. It's cool that you guys have still released singles from an album that's been out for over a year. It's just kind of a wild thing that people take single, and they kind of move on. So, what do you guys want to do moving forward when it comes to music? Do you want to continue to do albums? Kind of what's planned, or what can you share when it comes to what you want to do with music in the future?
Well, so I'm in the middle of finishing the script. We're supposed to go down to New Orleans on Monday or Tuesday for a couple of days. We've got Devin Clark from Cane Hill doing the drums. We've already recorded 9 songs completely, and we decided to add 5 more. I'm currently working with Jacob Herman from Gothenburg, Sweden, and I used Anthrax, In Flames, Machine Head, Vola, Evergrey, a bunch of really big legendary metal bands. And he and I got hooked up, and we've been recording this record over the last 2.5 years. We've done a lot of the music in New Orleans. I went to Gothenburg, Sweden for a month to do vocal writing. We've recorded in Detroit, headed back to New Orleans. James and I were there earlier this year, and we already recorded all the bass and guitars for the new 5 songs. We'll have drums done. And then I'm slated to go back to Gothenburg at the end of this year, or towards maybe fall, and finish vocals and write some guitar solos. And then we've got, a 14-track album that we're going to be mixing and mastering. And I like albums, man. I don't subscribe to the whole, oh, we're just going to do single forever. And then that be the format. I mean, of course, once we find the correct outlet to release it, because we're shopping the record, we'll do hey, here's 2 or 3 singles leading up to the record. But like, I like the whole experience, man. I like listening to an album from front to back because it's a snapshot of where that artist was or that band was in that point in time and point in life. And it's cool to see where their head was at, where their heart was at. And I never went into the studio saying, hey, make me the next Octane band or make me the next big rock radio single band. And don't get me wrong, there's hooky songs, there's catchy stuff, but like, I just wanted to write good music that makes me feel something. Like even listening to the songs that are straight from the board, like they still evict emotion from me, and they're nowhere near finished. And that's how I know we got something special on our hands. And hopefully that means the listener will gravitate towards something, and they'll relate it to their own life in their own way. But I just wanted to make a good record. I didn't want popular. I just want to make music that speaks to my soul. And that's what we're doing.
No, I love that though. I'm glad you said that you want to do albums, because every time somebody comes on for the first time, I ask them their favorite no skip records. So from start to finish, like you said, front to back, the albums you listen to where you don't skip one song on.
I'd say right now, and Macy, my wife to be, actually bought this for my birthday, and I don't know how she found this record. She actually got me a vinyl pressing, but Goldfrapp Felt Mountain. It is
Okay.
not a rock record. It was produced by Will Gregory, who is an absolute genius. He produced Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair,
Okay.
like their gigantic album. But it's such an incredible, ethereal masterpiece that I can't skip one track on that record. It's that good. And what's so funny is that record is from 2000. And when did we discover that? March, I think it was, end of March. Uh, I listened to that record 50 times, if not more. And that's not an exaggeration. Like it's that profound musically. They took a lot of risks with that record. And I mean, like their song, oh dude, that totally looks like the thing that they trap the Cenobites in Hellraiser. Ah! Sorry. There's this really cool structure on the interstate, and if you've seen the latest Hellraiser that they did on Hulu, it looks exactly like that building. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure there's insane rituals and sacrifices that go on in there. Sorry, I've got ADHD, man. I'm like
The things
squirrel.
you see,
Ah.
yeah, the things you see on the road, the things you see on the road. This is the joy of talking to people when they're literally on their way to a venue. You get what I get to
It's the
experience what you're
best, man.
experiencing as well.
It's fun, dude, and
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why I like touring, man, is that you get to experience and see things you normally wouldn't see. You get to meet all sorts of people. You get to connect, and that's what it's about. I mean, that's the whole point of music is to connect all of us, and that's why, in my opinion, music is the last real sacred thing that's on this earth because you can have 10,000 people in a room listening to the same song and we're feeling it for 10,000 different reasons, but we're united in that moment because of that music. And that's why it's such a beautiful, wonderful thing. So getting to tour and like being on our way to Moline right now and coming back to the Quad Cities is such a blessing because, dude, we found a community that we absolutely love in the Quad
Mhm.
Cities, man. It's just like when we play shows here, like people show up and we hang out and we connect and we talk and we share and we open up and that's one of the best things about this entire job that we get to do is that we get to meet people like what you and I are doing right now. We get to talk. And that's awesome, man. I'm like that's the best part.
I love it. So Taylor, I'm starting to lose you a little bit. So before we wrap things up here, where can everybody find you guys? Socials, website. People want to support you guys and know when. Oh, now you're nice and clear. Go figure. Here on and off. So if people want to support you guys, if they want to go to the website, where can people go to support you guys?
Yeah, so we are the only band in the universe in all of time that is called Riding with Killers. There's no other band called that, which, as you know, is really hard to find a name
Mhm.
like that. So if you Google us, we will come up. If you YouTube us, we'll come up. We're on every online and digital platform: iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or whatever that idiot from Trap keeps spouting off that he's got a million listeners on that. Whatever. Sorry, it's a soapbox for me. And then ridingwithkillers.com. So anywhere,
Oh,
everywhere.
awesome, man. And you'll hear the guys on New on Q every Saturday night with World Apart. So Taylor, safe travels the rest of the way, man. Appreciate your time.
Ryan and dude, thank you so much for spinning us. Huge love to the Quad Cities and 97.7 QLZ. We love you guys. We've been such good supporters of ours, and we want to come to your town. We want to come play music for you guys. We want to come, see you in studio. So any way that we can make that happen, we would love to come to you because the people that show us that support, like you guys, you're our lifeline, man. You're the backbone for this band. So we will be coming to Springfield, and we will make it out to you guys as soon as we can. Thank
Awesome. Love that. Taylor, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
you.